My name is London Rain. Thank you for joining me in my studio, and today I will show you how I rescored Avatar 2. Before we get into the score, let's take a look at the scene that we're working with. It all starts with this close-up before transitioning into some beautiful nature shots of Pandora. After that, we get a look at the enemy space and continue with scenes filled with war and chaos becoming more and more intense, finally finishing with Neytiri breathing and fading to the title of the movie. I started approaching this exactly how I did last time, by coming up with a main theme, developing that throughout the scene to get a basic sketch, and finally orchestrating the whole thing. I came up with this little melody which only consists of 4 notes and started the score with that. I stayed on the C at the bottom for the first 4 bars to build tension. I continued by introducing some lower notes, alternating between the C and the F as root notes, and tried developing the theme in a way that was simple and easy to follow. I'm also using the B flat at the bottom once to make everything sound a little less repetitive. After reaching the transition between beautiful nature and enemy space with heavy machines, I wanted to change the whole feel completely. First, I changed the signature from 4/4 to 3/4 and went for more minor than major chords. I definitely took some inspiration from the theme I developed for the first half, but was going for a mixture between something recognizable and something completely new. As the scenes get more and more intense, I'm spiraling downwards from my root notes, ending everything abruptly to give her breath all the space that it can possibly have. I'm ending with the main theme to connect back to the beginning and just round everything off and make it feel like one score. Now that I had the sketch down, it was time to do some tempo automations just to line up some chords and pauses with the scene. At this point, I have everything I need to start orchestrating, so I took a piano from Contact and started practicing the whole thing so I'd be able to play it from start to finish, and did that to have a foundation to build the rest of the score on. I didn't really know what I was gonna do with the intro yet, but I knew I wanted the main parts to be massive. So I started layering multiple strings on top of each other, playing everything in by hand and using a different instrument and different octaves for each layer. Now I started working on the intro. I wanted to make it feel special by itself, but also connected to the main part. I took a piccolo flute and played in a little melody for the intro. After that, just used it to support the main melody and add to the overall texture and size of the score. I wanted to add some more winds, so I took some flutes, oboes and clarinets to support the main melody, introducing some of them in the intro already to build up to that main part. The second part was missing some of that evil energy, so I took some horns and played in 3 layers by hand that together added up to full chords. Now it was time to give the score more impact, so I started layering a lot of bass drums to just hit on the ones and some offbeats. To make the transitions from intro to first part and from first part to second feel better, I added some cymbal swells. The intro definitely felt 100% connected to the first part to me now, but was just a little boring by itself. So I started going through some labs and contact bangs and finally added some bells and some African percussion. Now the very last thing that was missing to me was a big choir, and I really wanted to sing it in Navi, so...
For this first lesson, we're going to dive into the phonetics and sound system of Navi. This is basically the alphabet.
Ultimately, it was really hard for me to find rhyming sentences, so I decided on just singing one word and repeating that over and over again. I just imagined a Navi tribe singing together and felt like they would definitely praise the name of their great mother, Ewa. I'll show you how the whole thing turned out in a minute. I just uploaded the stems as well as the full score to my Patreon. You can support what I do over there or right here by liking or subscribing. As always, I really appreciate you taking your time watching this, and I'll see you next Sunday. Love.